Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some basic tips for the morbidly obese who are first trying to get into shape. And most of you out there, this isn't going to be you, the regular listeners, but it could be. And it could be someone that you care about, someone you love, a family member, a friend who needs to start getting into shape. They need to lose 50 or more pounds because they're morbidly obese, and it's going to kill them if they don't do something about it. Because we know that morbid obesity kills people. Every doctor agrees upon it. The statistics agree upon it. It contributes massively to cancer, diabetes, heart disease, everything else. So where do you start? So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit. And yes, this is what I do. And let's talk about it. And I'm coming to you guys as someone, for those new to some of this, obviously I've done powerlifting and everything else, but I also got really sick, spent a whole year in bed sick, and gained over 100 pounds. Couldn't even walk when I started again, let alone really lift weights or do barbell work or anything like that. So where do you start? First of all, it's just about physical activity and diet. Now, the problem we have is that there's so many quick fix diets and fad diets and weight loss pills and everything out there. The average person who's overweight doesn't know where to start. Forget everything that you read, all the nonsense. Quit listening to what's good, what's bad for you. Stop reading media stuff. Stop buying diet books. You need to go with what all the experts in obesity who worked in the obesity ward, registered dietitians, everyone else will tell you. It's about calories in, calories out. That's it. You don't need a special diet. If a diet has a name, it's probably a fad diet. Okay? If it can be named, it's probably a fad diet that someone's selling. It's a gimmick. And it doesn't work on, nothing special about it. What you need to focus upon is how do you reduce your calories. So you're going to reduce your calories by consuming foods that are more filling. That's it. If it's liquid and it has calories in it, you probably need to cut it out. If you're 50 pounds or more overweight, drinking anything that has calories in it, whether it's added sugar, added fat, anything else, even creamer in your coffee, probably a bad idea. You want creamer in your coffee, put a little skim milk in there. Put some Splenda in it. Don't listen to anyone telling you that these sugar substitutes cause obesity or diabetes or anything else. Because I can tell you whatever toxicity people might believe they have can't possibly kill you as fast as being 50 pounds or 100 pounds overweight can. That's reality. Okay? That's simple reality. And again, every registered dietitian would tell you the same thing. Stop drinking your calories. Because if you want to consume less calories, you need to actually eat foods that you're going to have to chew. Okay? If you chew it, you're going to eat less of it. You drink it, you're going to eat more of it. You're not going to get your calories down that way. When you're picking food, stop looking at fad diets. You know what's a good idea? If it's a whole food and you can look at it and you can tell where it probably came from, probably a good choice. Minimally refined foods. In other words, you can look at some oats and know that those are oats. Okay? You know that they're oats. You can look at a piece of chicken and you usually know where that came from. It's all this packaged refined foods. That's your problem. Adding extra sugars, extra fat, everything else. Learn to look at your labels. Calories is going to be a bit much for a lot of people to track. You need to stick with foods at first that just fill you up more. If a food is high in protein but fairly low in fat, meaning the protein on it, like any sort of meat, you probably want the protein to be at least 2 or 3 times higher than the fat grams are. If not more, minimal. Don't listen to people say, well, this diet or that diet's high fat. Don't worry about that. That's not probably going to work for you unless you do that specific type of diet. It's not necessary. Stick to leaner cuts of meat. All right, look at your steak. If you're going to pick between 2 different steaks, pick the one that's lower in fat for the 4-ounce section. If you're going to get chicken, try to get the leaner cuts. Get chicken breast. All right, leaner cuts of meat. Whole foods, a baked potato. A baked potato with a little bit of veggies, some chives, and some butter on it is going to be better than mashed potatoes where you've already mushed it up and you've added a bunch of butter and other stuff to it. Okay? It's going to be overall better. Whole foods. If it's green, eat more of it. If it's a sugary food that's been refined and processed, eat less of it. All right? Stick to mostly whole foods. Try to eat more vegetables, eat more fruits, eat lean proteins, whole grains. Potatoes and stuff are fine. Tubers, as long as you're not processing them too much, you're not frying them in oil, they're fine. Don't fry any of your foods in oil. Don't add any extra sugar or any extra fat to anything you eat. If you're going to pick something like you want some cereal, look at it. Look at the sugar content on it. Does the sugar content higher than the fiber content? If so, it's probably going to be less filling. Fiber fills you up, okay? Starches fill you up more than sugars do as far as other carbs go. Protein fills you up. Fat is less filling. Sugar is less filling. So when you're looking at foods, look at the fiber. If it's got a gram or two or more of fiber per serving in it, that's probably a decent carbohydrate source for you, okay? This isn't complicated. Eat filling foods. Foods like that, they're going to fill your stomach up more for the same amount of calories. Eating extra vegetables will fill your stomach up more. You're going to get less hungry. Okay, because that's why people get fat, because they're hungry. Let's be honest. That's how you got overweight to begin with, because you're hungry. It's not because you don't eat. It's not because you have a slow metabolism. You're hungry. You eat. You have to find foods that are going to quench your hunger without being excessive amounts of calories and energy in there. All right, that's your trick. It's as simple as that. As far as exercise go, do you need resistance or do you need cardio? Yes, you need both. Don't let anyone tell you that you only need one or the other. These are people who want you to stay fat. You're morbidly obese and you struggle with appetite, you struggle with weight, you need to do cardio and you need to do resistance training. Now, when you're first starting out, you're not going to be able to do much of either one. So what do I mean by cardio? Take a walk around the block every day. Start walking for 15 minutes every day when you get home from work, school, whatever it is. Every afternoon or every morning, one or the other, walk 15 minutes. Increase it to 30 minutes eventually. You get up and walk 30 minutes every day. Get up and walk. Your hips hurt, then get a cane. Get a walker. Get something to help you. You need to get up and you need to move. You need to move. If you have stairs available and you still need to lose at least 50 pounds, take the stairs, not the elevator. It will add up over the months. It will add up. It will help you shed extra pounds over time, because that's what it's all about. It's consistently doing more activity and eating less calories. Okay? You also need to preserve muscle mass, because preserving muscle mass and building a little bit of muscle speeds your metabolism up. If you lose muscle, your metabolism goes down. And it takes calories to build muscle. It uses energy up to build muscle. Okay? Lets you eat more while still losing weight. Not a lot more, but a little bit more. You don't have access to weights yet, and you don't have a gym. If you're not very strong, okay, do squats. If you can't squat your own body, hold on to the back of a chair. You know what? That's what I had to do when I first got out of bed to help me get mobile again and to start doing any resistance. I did squats holding onto the back of a chair because I could barely walk. You know what? It works. You'll build it up over time. Eventually you'll be able to do it with your body weight. Eventually you'll be able to do 20 of them with your body weight. You get to there, do 20 of those every day. Do push-ups. Not strong enough to do a push-up, then do push-ups on your knees. Do push-ups on your knees till you're strong enough to do normal ones. Don't have weights? Fine. Find a soup can. Find something to move. Move it. Row it. Pull it. Pick it up off the ground. Move objects. Pick things up. That's resistance training. It's not as much as a proven weight training system, but it'll get you started. And it's certainly better than nothing, because any resistance training when you are losing weight and you're obese is going to help keep your metabolism higher. Okay? It's going to help you keep the weight off in the long term. You have to resistance train, and eventually you will need to either get weights or get a gym membership. Probably don't need to do that the first few months, but it will help you in the long term. It will help you in the long term with keeping the weight off if you actually do start resistance training. The big muscles are more important than the small muscles. Your legs are going to be more important than your arms. All right, muscles in your back, those are big muscles. All right, they have a lot of metabolic capacity. Find ways to work them. You're probably not strong enough to do chin-ups when you start, but you could probably do bent over rows holding a little can or a jug of water, jug of skim milk, because you're drinking skim milk now, right? Like, I don't like skim milk. Give it 3 weeks and it'll taste exactly like whole milk to you again. It takes 3 weeks for your taste buds to reset. It takes 3 weeks for your taste buds to reset. You quit adding sugar to all your foods in 3 weeks. Foods that didn't taste sweet to you before will start to taste sweet, if they have any carbohydrates in them at all. If you don't use any sweeteners of any type, milk starts to taste sweet. After a couple of months, it will actually taste like it has sugar added to it. You resensitize your taste buds. You know, a lot of this stuff is simpler than it sounds, but a lot of people, when they're starting out, they don't know where to start. You know, that will get you started. For someone who needs to lose 50 or more pounds, or you're sedentary, completely out of shape, don't exercise, that's how you get started. Bodyweight squats, lifting up soup cans, lifting water jugs, squatting on the back of a chair if you have to, doing push-ups on your knees if you're not strong enough to do a real push-up. All right, it adds up. Walking 30 minutes every day. Eating more fiber, more protein, less fat. Stop adding fat to your food. Stop frying your foods. Stop adding sugar. Find whole foods, complete foods that you enjoy. You know what? Baked potato doesn't have to have butter and everything added to it. You know what? A baked potato with a little sea salt and some chives on it's actually pretty good. And you know what? You stop adding that butter to your baked potato every night. That'll probably be worth £1 or 2 over the next 6 months just by itself. Just by itself, that change alone. Probably worth £2. Right? It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. But no one wants to make it out to be that easy. They want it to be a complicated system you've got to buy, or a special diet, or products that you can buy. You don't need to buy anything. In fact, losing weight should cost you less than maintaining the current weight you have now, because you're going to buy less food overall. You're going to buy less food overall. You're going to eat less in the long term. Your clothes are going to be cheaper. It's going to be, you're going to save money. Shouldn't cost you anything to get there. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.